Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Some of you attended the webinar last week on you doing financial reports using Sage Intelligence. And today we're going to focus on using the Sage Intelligence to generate non-financial reports. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here, I think. I'll get this right. Okay, so now everybody should be able to see my screen. And move this out of the way. And what we are doing today is non-financial reports. So non-financial reports will be a little bit different from financial reports in that you use a module called the connector module. Okay, so when you go into Sage Intelligence, you're going to click on connector module, and it's going to open up this screen right here. And its connector module is where you're going to choose the tables that you want to use, and also the fields from those tables that you want to use. Okay, so in this instance, I'm creating a container called, I just called it customer sales, and I've chosen some fields to include in it. However, I need to combine some fields. I need the ability to combine fields. So like the division number and the customer number. Okay, so I'm going to come in here. I come up to the top of my container. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to add an expression. And I'm going to use this as an Excel formula. Now, if anybody has experience doing SQL expressions, the SQL expressions are a bit more powerful than using Excel formulas. And even so, with the pass-through variables, it just takes it up a level type situation. But so far for the last 10, 12 years, I've been able to do everything I need just with Excel formulas. Okay, and I'm just going to call this customer. And then when I'm doing this, I'm using my fields over here. I must type it in there exactly as it is. So AR division number. And then I'm going to put the dash in there that everybody's familiar with, that they do use divisions. And then I'm going to do customer number. And once again, it's got to be exactly as it is. No spaces, nothing in there. It's customer number. And then I just come in here and puts it in there, designates it. So I know it's a formula. And then I come up here and check it. And everything succeeded there. Okay. One more time, I'm going to do something. I'm going to combine the add expressions, Excel formula, and I'm just going to call this item. Okay, so I'm going to do this as my formula. I'm going to do item code. And add it to item code description. And then that's all that I need right now. I come up here and once again, item and check test. And we're good here. Okay. I'm going to turn off my camera just so it doesn't cause any distractions on the side of my screens here. And then we go here. So we design a container and we decide what's going to go in it. I'm doing here a simple show here of what customers are buying for a particular date range or anything like that. So now once I've done this, I come back to Sage and I go to my report manager. And come down to my special formula I created for myself. And I add a report, standard report. And just so you know, the union report is a bit more advanced. But what it does is use a union report to combine multiple reports using different containers into one workbook, if you will. Okay. Well, we're going to stick for our purposes right now, stick with a standard report. And customer sales. And then I just come in here, do the customer sales container that I just created. Click OK. And I'm just going to select all the fields. Okay, so now I come in here and my properties, there's nothing here really changed. Here's all the columns. If I want to filter it for any reason, like let's say here, one of my columns is invoice type. So I might not want to see a deleted invoice or anything like that. The parameters, I might want to do a date range or something like that. So I can set up a date range. I'll come over here, click my add button and invoice date is greater than or equal to and I'm going to call it here. I'm going to default to month start. I can change this at any time when I'm running it. And I'm going to click on add again. Invoice date is less than or equal to. Come over here, click my paperclip and choose month end. Okay. You can use, click this button here. You can enter anything you want, default to the beginning of the year. I use this as a starting point to define the date range that I want to look at. Okay. Then I come in back in here. I'm ready. I click run. I usually find out if I did everything right. So here it's asking me for my date range. So I'm going to come in here, click on my ellipsis. I'm going to do May 25, May 1st. And then come in here and do May 31st, 2025. Oh, yeah, really? Try this again. So the fact that it's reading something now means I just entered something wrong on the first attempt there, entering a date. Okay, so now I've got my data. It just automatically gives me everything I need. Okay, however, I've got an error. My value, okay, and my item is my value. So it means I made an error in my formula. So all I have to do is I'm going to close this. Well, I'm going to close this out here. Come on. Okay, well, let's say no. I'm going to come back to my container, so my item, and Okay, even though I did it wrong, that should have given me something. So let's do this. Come in here. Plus sign. And apply. Do the same thing with a customer. Eliminate some spaces in here. Sometimes I get away with that. Sometimes I don't get away with it. And apply. And just come back here and give it another run. May 1st. May 31st. Ah, I definitely didn't like that. And try going back to this. Come back in here and start all over. If this doesn't work, I will just proceed without the formulas. Okay, it still didn't like that. So I'm going to just proceed without that, just in the interest of time. And I'll figure out the formulas. I'll let everybody know what the formula is. It just proves we don't live in a perfect world. Sometimes it doesn't always behave here. Okay, so we have all the information we have here. So typically, a lot of times you can take this information that we have, and now um, oh, your Excel skills will take over. Okay, you do not have to have heavy duty Excel skills. You probably should be at least comfortable with Excel. I'm certainly not a power user of Excel. I would say maybe on a good day I might be considered an intermediate. But for the most part, you don't really need some power user Excel skills. All you have to do is you come in here. You can use this. Your Excel skills can take over. However, I'm going to use the power of the Sage Intelligence, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do a pivot table. Okay, and it's going to do all that. And normally I do raw data because I know that's what the entire database is. I'm going to put it in a new worksheet and click OK. And then I'm just going to come in here, item code. Okay, and let's say customer number. Okay, scratch that. Let's do invoice date, customer number, maybe invoice number, invoice type, quantity shipped, taxable amount, Okay, I'm going to take the unit price and move it up a little bit, and then finish it off with the extended amount here. Okay, so you see all this here type situation. I can come in here and let's move some things out of the way here a little bit. I'm turning it to a tabular format. Sometimes makes it easier for me to work with. And then I'm going to do right click, go to my field settings, and I can do the description as whatever I like. And then layout and print. I personally like to put these subtotals at the top of each group. And click OK. And then I'm going to come over here and take away my subtotal for the descriptions. I don't need that. And I may or may not want to do the subtotals for the date, but I'll just leave that as it is. Customer number. I'm going to come down here, field settings, and the customer number. Change it to my subtotals here. Invoice number. Get rid of the subtotals there. Invoice. And then here I take a tip to come in here and quantity shipped, number format. Going to do number any way that works best for you. Unit price. Number format. Okay, I'll come over here. I'm going to come back in here, change my format to no decimals. Okay. Actual amount. Number format. Scan number. Parentheses. Okay. And then come here, number format, number. Okay. And I always move this to the end here. And I've got customer sales. Okay. Everybody with me on this so far? Any questions on it? Okay. So one of the nice things about this is that I can, you come up here, I can format this, whatever you decide looks pretty for you, whatever makes it presentable for you. But here's the flexibility with this. I can come over here and I can insert another pivot table or a new worksheet. And I want to do this by customers. The first one I did by customer number. First one I did was by the item. So now I can find out, well, what are my customers buying? So first one, I know what my customers or what customers are buying a certain item. Now this one on the same workbook, I'm going to do what is being bought by the customers. Okay, and then you know, quantity shipped. I'm not going to do the unit price like this, and I just do extension amount. And move this over here. And I'll call this item sales. Okay, so I'm not necessarily going to format this page here, but I can come in here. I can see what each customer is buying. I'm going to come in here, go back to my design, report layout, go in a tabular form. Okay, and so you kind of get the idea here. And here, I'm in here and field settings and layout and change it to my subtotals are on top. And maybe make it look a little bit different here. So you kind of get the idea. So once you do something with this report, all you have to do is come back, highlight your report name, and I'm going to save the Excel template. So this is going to save the report, just like I demonstrated last week. And Excel template, and say yes. Okay, so now every time I come in here, I want to run it. I want to feel like run it whenever. Then I just come in here and run. And by the way, I know what I did wrong here. Let's come back to sometimes I don't let go of things. I'm going to do this. Customer. And then come in here. I'm going to rerun it. Set my dates. And bring it up. And I'm going to come over to sheet 1. And yes, that was a correction I made in the formula. So I combined the division number, the customer number, and also it didn't like that. I probably did something wrong there, but I had the right approach here with that part of it. Okay, I can come in here, customer sales. I can see what customers are buying, and I can see what customers are buying what items. So ABF is buying all these items, so on and so forth. Okay, so bring it up here for, I can figure out how to get it back here. Oh, Q&A, here we go. Is Sage Intelligent add-on, or does it come with Sage? Sage Intelligence comes with Sage. However, it comes with Sage, and everybody already has the designer module, which allows it to do the financials, the single company financials. The ability to use a consolidated financials or non-financial data, consolidated financial data is an additional acquisition or purchase, and you would have to buy the connector module. And if you're interested, just reach out to us, reach out to myself, reach out to Barbara and Galen like that, and they can find out the price. I do not know any pricing, but I can always find out for you. But to do the non-financials, you must have the connector module. Okay, and oh, okay, description not you say okay, thank you. That would probably oh, I see. Well, thank you for pointing that out to me. Wish I'd seen that sooner. Any other questions? Okay. Well, I certainly thank you for attending. Um, the Sometimes I feel like Sheldon Leonard from Big Bang Theory. He had a podcast where he did fun with flags. So this is my version of fun with Excel, but it works very well. It's very convenient, and I'm sure people have tried to export um, the any of the Sage reports to Excel and had spotty results. So if you like to work within Excel and you're comfortable with Excel, then this would be definitely be the way to go. Another feature of this connector module is can allow you to connect to other databases. You're not limited to a Sage database. So if you have a report you're trying to do and um, you have a spreadsheet out there or a third-party database that's configured appropriately type situation, you can always bring that in there also. I've only done that once or twice in the last 10 years, but it definitely is a capability of the program. Any other questions? Okay. Well, I certainly thank you for attending today. And if you do think of any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to answer any and all questions. And if you want to dive further into this, you can reach out either to myself or anybody on the team. Okay, so thank you for attending, and y'all have a good day.